Akademiks can't ride no way. Let me give you the update on what's going on in the Dolph trial. What happened actually today, right? So let me show y'all. What ended up happening today is so two things. Number one, the stepbrother of this guy testified against him. So, yo, you know it's real when your stepbrother testified against you. Let me try to speed this up a little bit that we could get to it.
My expedition.
Okay. So put this guy on the stand. Hold on.
Okay. All right. It's Justin Johnson. I've got a few questions for you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Kevin.
Okay. So, again, his half-brother, not stepbrother, his half-brother was charged with accessory to murder, which carries, I believe, like, either up to 7 years or like 12 years. Regardless, he took a plea and he's going to cooperate, which means he's essentially telling on the only defendant, which is his half-brother.
Good afternoon, Mr. Garner.
Good afternoon.
All right. My name's Luke Evans. I represent Justin Johnson. I've got a few questions for you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, when you get to Bradley that night.
Oh, actually, no, that's not it. That's not it. This is the guy right here. Sorry. This is his brother.
Grew up in
Yeah. So this is his brother right here. Sorry, child. I'm just trying to get to the beginning of it.
For the record, William Johnson.
J-O-H.
Can you spell the first and last name for the record?
So his own brother is testifying against him. Hear this.
J-E-R-M-A-R-C-U-S.
William Johnson.
J-O-H-N-S-O-N.
We just have to do that for the court reporter. It's illegal. Mr. Johnson, you are actually charged in this case. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You are charged with taking possession of some of your brother's property after the Dolph killing, and for aiding him to communicate with another man by the name of Cornelius Smith after the Dolph killing. Okay? You have an attorney for that case, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And he's actually in the courtroom today.
Yes, sir.
You have pled guilty to being an accessory after the fact, several counts of that offense, for taking control over a car your brother was driving afterwards, for taking control over a phone that your brother had afterwards, and for helping him by using the phone communicate with.
Okay, so remember we got this from the other guy who was the killer, Cornelius, the guy who was telling. Basically, he said that he thought he was speaking to Justin Johnson, who was the accused, the only guy on trial at this point. But he wasn't. Basically, he would call a number. This guy was picking up, and he would patch in his brother on three-way. So it was a way to kind of like elude the cops to make them think that the phone that was the number for Justin Johnson was still in Memphis, while Justin Johnson actually was out of Memphis and pretty much on the run. So he was connecting calls, and that's why he's an accessory.
Cornelius Smith. Is that right? And you've entered a guilty plea to those offenses, but you have not been sentenced yet. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Meaning that a judge has not had a hearing and told you what your sentence is going to be. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Have I told you that it's a very good idea for you to tell the truth and that the truth could help you at whatever sentencing you have one day.
Yes, sir.
Now this building and this system is new to you, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Had you ever...
I need you to say yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
She's recording.
Okay.
Thank you.
Had you ever been arrested before this case?
No, sir.
Ever been to 201 Poplar for court cases and stuff like this before this
No,
case?
sir.
This was the first time,
Yes, sir.
and it's the only time. All right.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you about your brother, Justin Johnson, okay?
Damn.
Do you see him in the courtroom?
Yes, sir.
Can you point him out and tell me what he's wearing?
Wearing a gray sweater.
Okay, is he seated here behind these two attorneys?
Mm-hmm.
Could the record reflect he's identified as brother Justin Johnson?
Record so reflects he's identified the defendant in court today.
Chat, would you tell on your half brother, blood brother, full brother, whatever?
Now, how old are you, Jamarcus?
27.
And how old is your brother?
I think he's 25.
25? Okay. Is he your full brother?
We got the same dad, different moms.
Okay. Same dad, different mother, so half brother or whatever. As y'all grew up, did y'all actually grow up together in the same house every day?
No, sir.
You described sort of how often you would see your brother Justin. I liken it to something like me and my cousins or something.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound about right?
Yes, sir.
So you grew up in a different household than your brother.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you would see your brother from time to time? Is that,
Yes, sir.
would you see him at family stuff? Or
Younger, yeah.
when you were younger? Okay. Like cousins or something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to take you back to 2021, okay? November of 2021. Now, did you even know who Dolph was?
A rapper, yeah.
A rapper, okay. So you knew Dolph was a rapper,
Yes, sir.
okay? Did you have anything to do with some sort of plan on the front end to kill Dolph?
No, sir.
Is that anything that you would ever be involved in?
No, sir.
Any sort of plan to kill other PRE? Do you know that? Do you know what PRE is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any plan to kill the other PRE artists or anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay. In 2021, about how often would you talk or communicate with your brother Justin?
Like every other week.
Like every other week?
Yes, sir.
In 2021, about how many times do you think you saw him that whole year?
Like 2 or 3 times.
Okay. So in all of 2021, you would have seen him 2 or 3 times.
Yes, sir.
Does that sound about right? And you would have talked to him maybe once a week or every 2 weeks. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And again, just because the court reporter, like when you nod your head, I know what I know it, but we got the court reporter, okay? All right. So it'd be fair to say that y'all were not close.
Yeah. Nah, we were close, but we didn't talk all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, there's stuff going on. I got my stuff going.
Okay. Were his friends your friends?
No, sir.
Okay. So did you know the people he hung out with?
No, sir.
Did you know, for instance, Treon Ingram?
No, sir.
That name mean anything at all to you?
No, sir.
Okay. Where were you living in 2021?
I was 21
When this happened?
when the murder happened.
When this time period that we're talking about, when Dolph got murdered, and when we're here later that Justin gives you his time?
Oh, the Arbor Apartments,
The Harbor Sport. Now, what area of Memphis?
East Memphis.
All right, so you were living in East Memphis.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And for people that are not from here, there's downtown.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? There's Midtown that is next to downtown that includes Crosstown.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's South Memphis, there's North Memphis,
Yes, sir.
and then there's East Memphis.
Yes, sir.
And you were living out in East Memphis. Who were you living with?
I live with my mom and 2 sisters.
Okay. And
my
did you?
son. Yeah.
You have a son, is that correct? And you have custody of your son. How old is your son now?
4.
Okay. And were you working back in 2021?
Yes, sir.
Where were you working?
I was working at Disney warehouse.
Okay, at the Disney warehouse. All right. Trying to support your son
Yes, sir.
and living in those apartments with your mom and your sisters.
Yes, sir.
Did there come a time after Dolph was killed that your brother Justin got in contact with you?
Yes, sir.
What was it about?
About bringing me a rental car.
About bringing you a rental car. Now, had you asked him for a car or anything?
No.
Okay, so this is, do you know what out of the blue means? Would this be something sort of out of the blue?
No,
Alright.
he knew I didn't have a car.
Okay, your brother would have known you didn't have a
Trying
car.
to speed up a
He
little
knew
bit.
I didn't have a car.
Okay. And was not having a car hard for you?
Yes, sir.
Who had to drive you to the warehouse? Mother calls you about giving you a car,
And bring
like an hour later, at your apartment complex? Okay. What kind of car did he arrive in?
It was a white Chrysler.
Okay. You know what a Chrysler 200 or 300 looks like?
I think it was a 300.
Okay. Oh, they look similar, 200, 300, right? Yeah, I was just asking, does it look like one of those things?
Yes, sir.
Is he driving that car?
Yes, sir.
Does he have anybody with him?
There was some people in the truck.
What kind of truck is it?
I really don't know.
What color was the truck?
It was white.
A white truck? You say truck, you mean like a pickup truck, or do you mean like a big SUV?
It was a big SUV.
Big SUV? Okay. Do you know who the people were in the white SUV with him were?
No, sir.
Okay, what happens when he gets there?
Tell me you outside.
Okay.
Go outside, get in the car.
You get in the car with him?
I was quiet. He had 2 phones.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess he was putting numbers in the phone and stuff.
He was in what?
He was like switching the numbers, putting numbers in the phone, another phone.
Okay, so he has 2 phones in front of you, and it looks like he's taking numbers from one and putting it in the other?
Yeah.
Okay, now had y'all talked about a phone or anything before?
No.
He was bringing your car. You're in the car. He's got 2 phones. Before this conversation about bringing your car and stuff, when was the last time you talked to him?
Probably like 2 or 3 weeks before we.
Okay. All right, so you meet him in the car, he's got the 2 phones, and he's going back and forth with the numbers. Are you asking what he's doing or what's going on?
He was just quiet.
Okay. And what are you doing?
I was on my phone.
Okay. So you're sitting there next to him, you're on your phone, he's doing his number stuff. What happens?
He tell me he was gonna give me the phone for like social media stuff.
Like that he's going to give you one of his 2 phones. Okay. And you said for social media stuff?
Yeah, post some pictures and check his email and stuff.
Does your brother have social media?
Yeah, Instagram, yeah.
Okay. In fact, you know your brother, does he go by other names too?
Other than his real name, Straight Drop.
Okay. Straight Drop and sometimes just Drop.
Yeah, that's his real name.
Okay. And when you say give it to you for his social media, what do you mean by that?
Kind of like, I don't know, I guess he was just busy and he just needed me to keep up with like the people that was emailing for like these
Okay, so
producers, stuff like that.
all right. So let me back up. He gives you his phone because his
So essentially, again, he's charged with basically texting for Justin, trying to cover up or make it appear that this guy's still in town. And he's talking about pretty much how they did this and they met up and the dude looked like he was copying down some numbers to another phone and he gave him the phone that he could handle some social media stuff and potentially take calls to reroute to him.
idea that people may be calling or texting or messaging him?
You can say that, but it was just mainly he just told me that he needed me like to post some stuff.
Okay, so he told you at the time that he needed you to use his phone to maybe post some stuff to his social media. Is that
Like
right?
videos, all that stuff.
Okay. Did you ask him why he couldn't do this himself with his phone?
No.
Okay, but he has this phone in his hand. And he's going to give it to you, and you already have a phone. You don't need a phone.
No, I don't.
The car sounds good. And he wants you to have his phone and maybe post stuff to social media.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You don't ask him why. Does he provide any explanation?
Other than just for the social media stuff.
Okay. He doesn't say why he needs you to do this rather than him.
No, sir.
Does he tell you that he's getting out of town?
No, sir.
Does he tell you that he's got to lay low?
No, sir.
What happens after he gives you the phone?
Somebody was calling him, like rushing him to come on.
In the car there? So he's getting a phone call from while he's in there?
Yeah.
On one phone or the other, do you remember?
I don't know which one.
Okay. And so does that end y'all's little meeting?
Nah.
Okay. What
He was
happens?
still sitting in the car.
Okay.
Yeah, he was still doing the same thing from,
So put numbers back and forth?
I mean, he just had both phones. I wasn't looking to see what he was doing, but that's what it looked like he was doing.
Okay.
He was looking at both phones.
Once got done putting numbers or whatever he was doing with both phones at the same time, what happened?
Nah, I asked him, was he straight? And he said, yeah. Then they called again. Whoever it was called him again. And he was like, here he comes. So he got out the car. Then he got in the key. I went in the house.
Okay, so he gets out of the car?
Mm-hmm.
Did he get in that white SUV with those other people?
Yeah.
Okay, and you go into the house.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have a car that he's given you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And you have a telephone that was his.
Yes, sir.
After you get possession of this phone, do people start trying to contact him on this phone?
Yes, sir.
All right, but you have the phone.
Yes, sir.
So people calling the phone.
What happens when somebody contacts him on the phone that you have?
I'll text him and tell them that they called or text.
Okay, so if somebody calls him or texts him and you didn't text him or call him and say so-and-so just texted or called you, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Were there ever times that somebody would call that phone and then you and your phone would call another phone and put them together so that they could talk?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you could aid in those sort of, sometimes we call three-way or whatever, conversations between him and other people?
Yes, sir.
Among those sort of three-way conversations, did he ever talk to somebody identified as C?
The name in the phone was C Girl.
Okay. And the voice, was it a male or a woman?
The one time that I did hear it, he sound like a dude.
Sounded like a dude. At the time, did you know who C was?
No, sir.
Do you now know that to be Cornelius?
Yes, sir.
Were you able to hear the conversation going on between Justin on one end of the line and Cornelius, since you all sort of three-way there?
Not like full conversation.
Not the full conversation. Were you able to hear some of the conversation?
Just a little bit. I wasn't really just listening.
Okay. You've been asked before whether or not you heard some of the conversation, correct?
Yes, sir.
And have you described part of the conversation having to do with money?
Yes, sir.
Having to do with getting money to C?
The text message.
The text messages?
Yeah.
And what was it about?
It was like, he just kept saying like, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? What's up, bro? And stuff like that. And I was texting my brother, and I was telling him somebody texting me, and he was like, who he is and what he wants. And then when I told him, he kept saying like he loved him and stuff like that. And then he said, have you talked to Uncle?
Okay. Did you know who Uncle was at the time?
I said, he said, talk to him. Then he said, if you talk to him, tell him I need some money for my little girl's birthday party.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did that make any sense to you?
I I really think that's
About money, though.
Mm-hmm.
The money that would be coming from Justin and Unc to this C person.
I don't think he was coming from the church. I think he was just coming from
Coming from Unc.
He told him to ask him.
So C was asking Justin to ask Unc where the money is. At the time, did you know who Unc was? At the time, had you ever even heard of Big Joke?
I knew who he was. Yeah.
Had you ever met him?
No.
You ever talked to him?
No, sir.
Okay, but you knew his name
Yeah.
from the rap game and everything else? Did you use that phone like that? I mean, would various people text and call, and then you tell your brother, hey, so-and-so text and call?
It was only it was a couple people. Yeah.
A couple people? Okay. During the course of doing this, did your brother ever tell you where he was?
Talking about after he left from him.
He never told you where he was?
No, sir.
At some point, the police come to you, is that right?
Yes, sir.
They come to your apartment,
Yes, sir.
and they want something you got. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
They want that phone,
Yes, sir.
your brother's phone.
Yes, sir.
And did you give him that phone?
Yes, sir.
And did you agree with to go back to the station with him and be interviewed by the police? Did you do that?
They took me there.
They took you there, okay.
Yeah.
They took you there. You turned over the phone and told him about Justin giving it to you.
Yes, sir.
Now, the original reason that he gave you for this phone was so you could do postings on social media and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Did you do postings on social media for him while he was gone?
Yes, sir. It was like 2 pictures.
Which 2 pictures?
It was like a picture of some food, like a restaurant,
Okay.
and another one was like some shoes.
Okay. So you posted 2 pictures for him. Which would be a picture of some fancy shoes,
Just some shoes.
some Jordans, and a picture of some food. And did he ask you to post those pictures?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you also follow his social media? Like, did you see the stuff he posted on social media?
Yes, sir.
Was he still posting stuff on his social media? Not just you? Like a picture of him in a Rolls Royce, or a picture of him holding tens and tens of thousands of dollars?
Like, not like around the time I posted those pictures.
I understand.
Further on down the line.
Further on down the line. Okay. Before he got arrested.
Yes, sir.
So that's not you posting those pictures.
Yes, sir.
In fact, I think they had probably already had, the police already had the phone at that point.
Yes, sir.
Pastor Exhibit 57 and 56. Tell me who's in this picture, if you would. I think you've seen those before, Marcus, is that right?
Yeah.
Who's in those pictures?
Justin.
Your brother, Justin?
All right, so you guys kind of get a gist of this. He's basically corroborating the fact that he himself was the middleman in terms of fielding all calls for Justin Johnson after the killing. He was charged with accessory for murder. He basically seemed super cooperative. He handed over the phone. He didn't try to destroy it. He's up here basically telling everything he knows about his brother. Again, I don't know if you call this telling or what, but he's definitely cooperating against his brother. Okay. Now, we did have a few other people that did show up who kind of walked. I forgot who this guy is, but he walked everybody through the full day of what the hell Justin Johnson them did. Let me just go to this real quick. Here we go.
That type of vehicle with the damage that it has to it.
Okay. Because that made that vehicle distinctive.
Yeah, stand up.
Would it be fair to say that there's no still shot or camera angle which you can actually capture the suspect's entire faces?
No.
So from the first day, you do not have any type of facial identifications or anything of the two shooters.
No, we did not.
But you have clothing descriptions?
Clothing description.
This might be a
gun
detective.
descriptions?
Gun description.
Okay. And suspect vehicle. I meant to ask this earlier, but it makes sense now. So assault rifle like this can shoot 7.62 casings, is that right? A handgun like that can shoot 40 caliber casings?
It can.
If I've got casings that have been fired, and then actually recover the guns, can I compare casings to guns and tell you, that 40 caliber casing came from that 40 caliber gun?
Yes.
We see that on TV sort of all the time, is that right?
Yes.
Is that something you do, or is that something that's done by other people?
It's done by other people.
Is it first done routinely by a computer system and microscopes and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's just entered into the system that way.
Okay. And then later it can be sent to TBI or FBI or whoever to confirm that?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. In this case, did y'all ever recover handguns? Did you ever recover the murder weapons in this case?
No, we did not recover any.
So you never had any guns recovered that matched these shell casings?
That match those shell casings.
All right, we're going to change locales. Y'all became
Okay.
Ford Expedition.
What kind of car is that right there?
And that's the white Ford Expedition.
I know you have seen this before, but there's gonna be a little
Kiana approaching the Expedition.
This is right after the shooting. So right after the shooting, they bring the Mercedes to that house. They back out this Expedition. Remember, one guy is shot. He's driving. He's a Cornelius. Justin's on this side. Then they take this car. They just park the white car that did the shooting, and they drive it over to somebody's girlfriend's house to kind of get cleaned up because one person shot, the other one's grazed.
Two men outside. Go ahead.
Outside.
Go ahead. Were you interested in those two men?
Yes, I was.
Tell me why you're interested in those two men.
And the clothing that they have on, you see the dark sweatshirt with gray hoodie. The black hoodie with gray sweatpants and shoes, matching the description of the suspects that were at Makita's cookies.
Y'all obtained video not just of them arriving, but while they were there and then leaving. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Before they leave the little videos. They arrived 37 minutes after the murder. This is 54 minutes after the murder.
It is.
The Expedition's still there, is that correct?
That's correct.
Suspects are still inside.
Still inside.
This Dodge Charger has just arrived.
Dodge Charger arrives and you see one of the suspects come out and walk to the Charger.
Let me get to some new footage that you guys haven't seen. Give me a second. Okay, you're gonna get some new footages here. I think that's a detective up there. Okay, cool.
The rear of the white Mercedes-Benz parked in the tree, in the bush back there.
So they had pushed that car that did the murder. They pushed it all the way in the back into the little trees.
40, we're walking up on it.
Closer image of the white Mercedes with the Illinois tag.
41, driver's side.
Driver's side.
We're looking inside of it. It has like a license plate inside of it.
Correct. It has a Mississippi, DeSoto County license plate on the passenger rear seat.
Exhibit 10.
That's the passenger side view of the Mercedes-Benz. You can also see the damage there going down the passenger side of the vehicle, especially on the rear side panel.
So is it fair to say when you see this, you know that you've got your car?
Yes.
Do y'all investigate, like, where'd this car come from?
Yes, we would check the VIN, or license plate.
Did y'all in fact find that the car was taken in a carjacking in Memphis a few weeks before this crime?
We did.
Did y'all in fact find that the suspect in that carjacking was Treon Ingram?
Correct.
And I'll say it here, that Justin Johnson was not a suspect in that carjacking.
No.
But car taken in Memphis a few weeks before, suspect Treon Ingram.
Treon Ingram.
Car makes it to the tunnel?
Correct. That's the tunnel.
I call it tunnel, that's where y'all process cars, is that right?
Correct. The crime scene investigative.
That is 53, 43, in the tunnel. Now we can see that damage real good.
Yes. Damage to the passenger side, rear side panel.
Is that blood?
Here we have back of the car be closer up on that. I'm going, let me go to the record. 48, 44, C, 51, D, 52, E. Various license plates found in the car.
Yes.
45, Mississippi plate, 46, a couple of Illinois plates, 47, close up of that Mississippi plate. Now, processing the car, that's something the crime scene does, is that correct?
It is.
And they try to lift what fingerprints they have from the car, is that correct?
That's correct.
And then they try to compare those prints to any sort of known individuals that may be in the system or whatever it is that they have fingerprints for.
It is.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
And when you were you apprised that they were able to lift some prints from the car
Correct.
that they were able to identify?
Yes.
All right. In particular, I want to ask you about these, okay? This is from the 2014 Mercedes. Prints lifted from the right rear quarter panel marked D. So we saw a picture of that, the back of the car?
Yes.
Outside?
Outside.
Were found to be the fingerprint impression belonging to Cornelius Smith.
Yes.
Does that become a name you're interested in?
I'm denying we're interested.
Because we got his prints on the outside back of this car.
Yes.
Prints lifted from the outside left door marked A. I think that's the driver's side door. We saw a picture of it. Belonged to Kiston Garner.
Kiston Garner.
Does that become a name that you're interested in?
It does.
More prints, this one from the trunk lid marked C, also belong to Kiston Gardner, is that correct?
That's correct.
And then we have some prints lifted from one of those tags, the Mississippi tag
Yes.
that we saw two pictures of. They also belong to Kiston Gardner.
Yes.
And then prints lifted from the rear quarter panel marked B and the outside left door marked A and from a brochure from anybody.
All right, I'm gonna try to get to more exhibits.
Do you see a Infinity pull up at the gas station?
We do.
Here we go.
21, we're at 3:16 a.m. in the morning. 9
So basically, they're tracking these cars. They identified that the car had multiple other license plates in the car. So because of that, they are trying to find where was the car this whole day. Remember that fatal day, they decided to go hunting for someone of CMG affiliation, not CMG, I mean PRE affiliation, and they were paid by Big Jug to just shoot or hurt someone that was affiliated, so some type of rapper or notorious figure with PRE.
hours before the murder.
Yes.
All right. This car arrives,
Yes.
and then what is that?
That's the white Mercedes. Pulled up to the pop.
These two cars, the cars are together?
Yes, they pulled in together. One went to one pump, one went to the white Mercedes, went to the other pump.
All right.
This is only that was killed.
So this is before they got in the same car. They're gassing up the vehicles. Show some more from there. Now it shows the gas station inside.
That we saw at the pump.
And we got out only the driver. And she get ready to enter the business.
And
Give the second gentleman
right
unit.
there.
Yes.
And do you know who that person is, kind of with the fatter face?
That would be Trayon Ingram.
That's Treon Ingram.
Trayon.
We can stop it there. So what we watched was an Infiniti arrive at the gas station
Yes.
with Mr. Ingram driving,
Ingram driving.
and Mr. Ingram exiting and going inside the store.
Yes.
That there was a front seat passenger of the Infiniti who we did not get to see on camera at the pump.
Right.
The white Mercedes arriving,
Correct.
Mr. Gardner pumping gas.
Yes.
Both the cars swing around to the other area.
Yes.
And then from the distance, video of the driver of the Mercedes getting out and a
Yes.
different person getting in.
Different person with different clothing. Yes.
All right. Chat, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is finna put me to fucking sleep, my nigga. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, it is about to put me to sleep. I think it's because I streamed late today. Fuck. Chat, there were some interesting moments, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, for me to parse through and just find all these moments, it's a 7-hour stream. The most important thing today in court was that the detective kind of showed how they caught the situation, but this is pretty cut and dry, right? Like, you know what I mean? Everything's on camera. They could track that vehicle. It was at a gas station. They saw who was in it. They saw who got out of it. They figured out the phone things pretty well. This shit's kind of cut and dry, right? Actually, chat, I'm pretty much gonna call it a night. I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I streamed 8 hours last night, and I still woke up at 6 a.m. So I got off at 3 a.m. and I got up at 6 a.m. and I didn't get a nap before stream today. I know, I'm an idiot. So I'm actually gonna get off stream, and I'm probably, not even probably, 100% I'm gonna be back on just earlier, right? So rather than go through this and like put myself to sleep and keep y'all up, where there's not much explanation that I'm adding to it, I'm gonna just call it a night, and we'll be back tomorrow. By the way, also tomorrow, I'm probably gonna schedule a stream like shortly after this. We're gonna, I can't use certain words. We're gonna investigate into this whole, there's a new angle coming out from the Diddy situation about Justin Bieber and that he's a victim, and like basically almost saying like people were like, damn, running a train on his asshole. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So tomorrow we're gonna like look into that a little bit more. Obviously, again, it's late. I don't want to keep doing extra topics, but I'm very glad that I kept the consistency by coming on tonight. Again, chat. I have a high expectation for the stream, so I'm gonna apologize to you guys for not, number one, not getting to 5 hours and not giving the full, stream experience. I know we did the top 5 thing for a while today, so appreciate you guys if you tolerate that. And tomorrow, I hope I'll be better. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Please go get some sleep. I definitely will. I'm about to go exactly to bed, and I'll be back on tomorrow really early. Okay, chat. Thank you. I love you.